Hi folks, welcome to Blue and Gold Talk. This is a video on the channel that I just throw random thoughts at you and I leave it to the floor to finish off. So in this video, I guess I'm going to start with my resentment I had with the whole Yzerman thing. That drove me nuts this week. As a hockey fan, I'm just sick and tired of the fake praise that fans give because other fans give and other fans give. And you know what? That's what I love about our fan base. We call it the way it is. We don't do this fake thing. We just don't. The Sabres fans have always been very real. Very real. When they're frustrated, they let you know. They just tell you, no, this sucks, you know, whatever. And right now, I think all of us have taken a deep breath. We're happy. The fans are back. The boys are playing great. And it's all just kind of falling into place. It's just kind of falling into place all of a sudden this year. And we're smart enough fan base, I believe, that we don't get too caught up. We're not, you know, we'll be the first fan base to call out our GM when we think he's doing something wrong, not say he's a genius. I don't see any Buffalo fans saying that Kevin Adams is a genius. I'll say he's made genius moves. I'll say he's done genius, but is he a genius? No, there's no such thing in the NHL. There's not. There's just no such thing. There's good GMs, bad GMs, and we happen to be lucky enough to have a good one. So I'm just taking that and running with it right now because finally we have a GM that I can look at and not hate. I don't know about you guys, but Botterill to me looked like such a dummy. He just did. He didn't look very like a smart guy. He just looked very lost and confused. And I remember the first time I seen him in a picture smiling, I'm saying, this is the guy we're getting as our GM? Are you kidding me, you know? And of course he hires a soccer coach who's more clued out than him. And Bots wasn't a horrible GM. I will say that. He was stupid in a lot of ways. And no, not the O'Reilly deal. I've never, ever held that over him. Check all my videos before Tage became Tage. No, I've never held that over Botterill. No, that was just one of those trades that he had hours to get it done because Pagula was freaking out, did not want to pay the signing bonus, and he wanted O'Reilly out of town. So did I. So did I. I'm one of those advocates that, yeah, I am thrilled we moved Ryan O'Reilly. I was thrilled when we moved him, guys. I didn't hate Ryan O'Reilly. I just thought $7.5 million a year to pay a guy to win faceoffs is just, sorry, it's dumb money spent. It's just dumb. You know, I'd rather have a guy like right now, like Tage Thompson for $1.4 million, or Tage Thompson next year will be making less than Ryan O'Reilly made when Ryan O'Reilly was here in Buffalo years ago when the cap was even lower. We were so bad with our money back then. Now we're finally being smart with our money. I don't know what we're going to get Darlene locked in for. That's a tough one. It's up to him. You know, it's up to him. How bad does he want to stay a Sabre? How bad does he want to win a cup? Not get more rich. How bad does he want to win a cup? You know, if we go and we do something stupid like the Oilers did with Nurse, you know, I'll just be furious, really. You know, if we go and lock this guy in for ridiculous money, and if we think he deserves it, then we are stupider than our opposition because, guys, who are you cheering for to think this player deserves more money? Like, are you cheering for the Sabres or for that person's pocket to screw up the cap and kill our chances eventually of winning a Stanley Cup because we don't have the money to keep other players locked in? You know? So we've got to be smart, guys. We got to play this smart. I wish Adams would, I hope Adams sits down with Darlene and says, listen, we know you're worth this. We're asking, will you take this to stay with us so we can get this team over the top? Have the Stanley Cup talk with them. Do it, Adams. I'm sure Adams will probably go a route like that. He's a smart enough guy to sit down and he's not shy. This is why players reach out and called him. I mean, you guys seen with the Sam Reinhart thing when he called him after the trade and Sam felt obligated to give him a call and thank him for his time in Buffalo. And I thought that was really cool. But I also thought it really reflected off of Kevin Adams, what kind of general manager he is. I don't think he might have made that phone call if Botterill was still the GM. I don't think he would have. I know he wouldn't have if Murray was the guy who drafted him. I know he wouldn't have. There was certain GMs we had here that, I think Adams has that aura about him that he's approachable, he seems nice, he seems like a good guy, and he also seems like he's smart enough to have the team's better interest at hand. And I think this is why we might see some moves still this year. We have to see where we're at come the deadline. I know Adams will probably love to keep this team together and hope they do it. But is that realistic? I don't know. I just don't know. Most teams can't get away with doing that. Maybe we can. Maybe. Olofsson had a good game finally yesterday. A really good game. If you're looking at overtime, before the goal, Olofsson was in the corner creating chaos in our end, if you look at the replay. And that led eventually to his goal. So, good game in my books. And Middlestat to get 3 assists, it's no fluke, you get 3 assists. So I was happy to see some of the guys I want to take and move out of here produce and look really good yesterday. It just gives me more hope that maybe we can just acquire a player, throw a tough guy in there maybe, and not have to really worry about going and acquiring more talent, because that time of the year, everybody's a little itchy and wants to make a trade, right? So it should be interesting. Put it this way, if Adams makes a deal, okay, late in the year, I believe it's going to be a deal he just can't resist, and he has to make it. He just has to make it. But the number one thing for me at the end of this season, guys, and I know I'm jumping all over the place, but the number one thing for me that the Sabres have to get done at the end of this year is get Devin Levi signed. We have to get Devin Levi signed. And that might just maybe not even push UPL. That just might make UPL even a little more secure, knowing that, okay, I'm going to be the number one guy, at least for now, or, with split duty, at least we'll have somebody who's really awesome and backup. Because I don't think Devin Levi guys will play more than 1 year in the minors. No, I'm not one of those fans that believes you have to have a goalie in the minors till he's 25. Sorry, no, I'm not one of those guys. Not if you have the tools to be in the NHL. You should not be in the minors if you have the tools. There is exceptions to the rule, and I believe Devin Levi is one of them. I believe that's a future Hall of Famer. This is how sure I am about this guy. Well, that's just me. It's where I stand with it, guys. It's where I stand with it. I'm not about to change my mind till I see him come in the NHL and flop. Till I see that, I don't have any proof I'm wrong. I need proof, and I'm excited about our future, as you could tell. I'm really excited, guys, about next year of Matthew Savoy being a Sabre, because he will be a Sabre next year. There's things I'm excited about. I can't wait for training camp this summer to see what's going on with this bunch, this young bunch that's our new wave coming in, because that's what's going to solidify the cup. It's not this team now. It isn't. It's going to be those young bunch pushing out the older vets that come in, that get the cup done. And then when Cousins becomes a vet and all these guys, Dahlin, when these guys become the veterans of this team, how good will we be then, guys? How good will we be when these guys come of age and these younger guys come in to follow in their footsteps of a winning culture? Because that's what we have now. The Sabres went from a losing culture to a winning culture very quick under Adams. Very quick. You've seen it, guys. 0-15-3. And look at us 2 years later. Look at this team. And a lot of that starts with attitude, not just talent. It starts with attitude. And I believe the Sabres guys have the right attitude. I believe they have the right regime in place now. I really, really do. I do. And you know what? I believe when we get even closer to a Stanley Cup, because we will next year get closer, when we get closer to a cup, I do believe Mike Pekka will be behind that bench as well. Because it just makes sense to me that he becomes, this guy's going to be an NHL coach eventually, be an assistant for a while. He might be a head coach one day, Mike Pekka. He just might be. So I think we got to get Mike Pekka up here as well. Not just the kids. Mike Pekka has got to come up with them. He's a big part of a lot of the confidence that we see in Quinn and Peterka. He's a big part of it. You know, let's not forget that. Let's not forget what Peck has done for this organization also. So I am going to, I guess I'm going to drop it there, guys. I'll leave it there. Those are just my thoughts. I guess talking about management and so on. I'm just all over the place today, guys. I'm really excited about yesterday. And big day for the channel again. You know, thanks for the comments, guys. I went through the 2,000 subscriber video. I see I'm going to get to some of those comments tonight. And I shall see you guys in the next video. I'm tired. I'm going to leave it there. You have a great night, folks. See you then.